Good evening and welcome to this executive meeting of Burnley Borough Council on the 26th of October 2020. Executive members in attendance are as follows. Councillor Mark Townsend, Leader of the Council. Councillor Leanne Pate, Deputy Leader and Executive Member for Health and Wellbeing. Councillor Afrasiab Anwar, Executive Member for Community and Environment. Councillor Sue Graham, Executive Member for Resources. Councillor John Harbour, Executive Member for Housing. And Councillor Asif Raja, Executive Member for Economy and Growth. Also in attendance observing the meeting is Councillor Margaret Lishman. Councillor officers present are Mick Cartledge, the Chief Executive of the Council, Lukman Patel, Chief Operating Officer, Howard Hamilton-Smith, Head of Finance and Property, Kate Ingram, Head of Economy and Growth, Christine Wood, Democracy Officer, Paul Barlow, Graphic Designer, streaming the meeting, and Chris Gay, Governance Manager, hosting the meeting. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Chris. Welcome to this evening's meeting of the Executive. Item number 1 on the agenda is apologies. There are no apologies this evening. All Executive members are in attendance. Item number 2 is minutes of the last meeting. The minutes of the last meeting have not yet been published. The last meeting was last week. So these minutes will be rolled over to the next meeting of the Executive for consideration at that meeting. Item number 3, additional items of business. There are none for this meeting. Item number 4, are there any declarations of interest?
I have not received any, Chair.
Thank you very much. Item number 5, exclusion of the public. I'll move as per the agenda. Can I have a seconder for that, please?
Second that.
Thank you very much, Councillor Graham. Item number 6, public question time. Is there any speakers?
There are no questions, Chair.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
To public items. Item number 7, economic recovery and growth strategy. Kate, can you introduce, please?
Yes, thank you, Chair. The purpose of this report is for the Executive to consider and approve the economic recovery and growth strategy set out in Appendix 1. I think we're all well aware of the unprecedented impact that the COVID pandemic's had on the economy. And it's important that we respond effectively to support businesses and people to continue to operate during the pandemic, but also to recover from the immediate impacts and for our economy to return to growth in the future. In the strategy, we set out a route map for how we'll do that over the next 5 years, including a new vision for a post-COVID Burnley, building on our existing strengths in engineering, as well as new and emerging sectors in digital sectors, green economy, meditech, and with a real focus on upskilling people and investing in businesses to be more innovative and to diversify, and at the same time continuing to invest in our town centres and key infrastructure that will be necessary to support the economy going forward. Members should note that Scrutiny considered the report at its meeting last week and had a very healthy debate and were generally supportive of the recommendations. So going to the recommendations, the Executives recommended to recommend to full council that they approve the attached document, the attached strategy, and that you approve the establishment of an economic recovery board as set out in the report, bringing together sort of the key players and from the public and private sector to drive forwards the strategy and our future growth, and that you recommend to full council that they approve a first tranche increase of £350,000 to the Business Growth Fund to be funded through the business rates pool, and that authority is delegated to myself, together with the leader of the council, the exec member for resources and exec member for economy and growth, to agree a detailed plan of how we use that resource. Similarly, that executive recommend to full council that £25,000 from the climate change initiative budget is used to support a green business demonstrator project. And finally, that there is a delegation to myself to undertake any minor changes, typographical or as a result of feedback from stakeholders after the approval.
Okay, thank you very much, Kate. Councillor Roger?
Oh, hi. Yes, absolutely. I moved the report. In doing so, I'd just like to say that the report was very good and comprehensive. I'd like to thank the officers for putting the report together. I'd also like to thank the previous executive for their contribution to the report. I absolutely agree that we are in unprecedented times with no end in sight for COVID-19 at the minute. We as a council need to set up to ensure we have a long-term strategy for recovery and growth in all sectors across the borough. Therefore, I move the report.
Thank you very much, Councillor Roger. I'll just say a few words as well. Obviously, this pandemic is absolutely horrendous, and the impact on our local economy is already significant, but it could be deep and it could be very long. And that's what we're still finding out at this moment. This economic recovery strategy is something that, whilst we were in opposition, we were calling for in the early summer. And this is we were knowing at that time that a really comprehensive piece of work was required. And I know in the past I've been highly critical in a number of areas of the previous administration, but I have to say certainly not in this case. This is a comprehensive piece of work, and it's a route map to sustaining current jobs and putting us in a place to create the new ones of the future. So that's really well done. Unfortunately, we're back in a response phase again. I know when the report was written, it looked like we were coming out as we went through the summer, but it looks like we're really back in the response phase again, having to be put in tier 3 just last week in terms of the pandemic. But that should not stop us looking to a brighter future. This won't go on forever. And this report is a blueprint to ensuring we can push on quickly as the pandemic starts to subside. And we need to be in a really good place when things really do start to loosen and everybody starts to the shoots of recovery and confidence starts to grow again. And it's really our duty to create the jobs of the future for the young people. Make sure that there's high-skilled jobs and high wages, and we continually retrain our current workforce for a life of jobs as things evolve. So well done to everyone concerned, not least the previous executive, as Councillor Rogers said, in putting this together. Well done to everybody concerned, officers alike, really well done. And I'll second the report. Any other member?
No other just yet.
Okay, thank you. The report has been moved and seconded. So I'll take silence as acceptance of that report. Okay, the report is accepted. Thank you. Right, we're now to private items. So can we please have the removal of the live stream before we continue?
Yes, just stand by, Chair. Paul will just cease the live stream, pause the live stream. Can you let us know when that's done?